guys, Bonzi-chan here, back again with Unpacked, Guardians, Angry Dogs, and Duds. So kicking off, we have Sazzle. It's a stage 1 evolution, fire type, water weakness, and retreat cost of 1. Ability, Hot Poison. Once during your turn, when you evolve into this Pokemon from your hand, your opponent's active Pokemon is not burned and poisoned. Forgot to put the poison in the slideshow, guys, sorry about that. But yeah, they're poisoned and burned. I really like this ability because it's a guaranteed 40 damage when it switches from your turn to your opponent's turn, and then they have the flip for the burn condition afterwards with the new Sun and Moon rulings. So I like this. So it's a guaranteed 40 damage automatically when you evolve it, plus an additional possibility of 40 damage when you switch from your opponent's turn to your turn if they don't remove the burn and the poison. Also, its second attack, Flamethrower, for a fire and double colorless, does 90 damage and discard 1 energy card attached to this Pokemon. I like this attack. It's not the greatest attack, but it can work with things like Burn Energy, where you can return the fire energy to your hand and keep recycling energy. Also, Baby Volcanion lets you recycle the fire energy. And there's another card we'll talk about later that might let you use this card's attack again after you recycle your energy from your discard pile. Overall, I think this card's okay. Give it about a 3 out of 5. Alright, moving on, we got a LoneAzn Sandslash, water type, stage 1 evolution, evolves from LoneAzn Sandrew, has a metal weakness, and retreat cost of 2 and no resistance, 110 HP, not bad. Its ability, Snow Shovel, once during your turn you may draw 1 card, okay, that's alright. And then for water, double colorless, smash turn, does 50 damage, and you have to switch it with one of your bench Pokemon. Overall, I don't think this card's that great, give it about 2 out of 5, it's meh at best. Moving on, we have Whiscash, stage 1 evolution, 130 HP, fighting type, weak to grass, 3 retreat cost. For fighting in double colors, does 60 damage, and also puts your opponent's active Pokemon to sleep. Not too shabby, it's a little high, but I think at 2 energy that would just be a little too strong. But fighting in double colors, still 2 energy attachments if you use a double colorless. But I don't think it's enough, even with the strong energy in a double colors. It's only at 80 damage, it's okay, but it's 2 special energy, and there's not a whole lot of ways to recycle or even accelerate special energy in the game right now. And then fighting a 3 colorless Landslide does 100 damage, discard the top 3 cards from your deck. If this attack does 100 times the number of energy cards discarded, it's energy cards, not basic energy, so therefore you could discard double colorless and still hit for the 100 damage. Kind of reminds me of the Typhlosion we got, where it does 80 damage times the number of fight energy you discard. But on that one, you gotta discard 5 cards top your deck, and there's only a single energy attack. So overall, I don't think this card's that great. Don't think we see a whole lot of play, but it's okay. Might be fun to make a deck with this card. Give it a 2 out of 5. Next thing we got is Delmise. It's a basic psychic type with 120 HP, weak to dark, has a fighting weak resistance, and has a retreat cost of 2. And its ability, which I'm not even gonna try to say, while it's in play, each of your metal Pokemon do 10 more damage to your opponent's active. So think like a passive Fighting Fury built for all your metal types. Unfortunately, the only metal decks that really see a whole lot of play was Scizor, and that was just a Mega Gardevoir. And Solgaleo, I don't really see that as being an attacker other than using it for the GX attack. Its main attack makes you discard your energy, so I don't really see it working that well. They might be releasing more steel types if they're printing this card, so maybe we'll see an actual steel type deck come out and be playable. So this card will probably be nice. Its attack for psychic and double colors, Anchor Shot does 70 damage, and your opponent's active Pokemon can't retreat. I feel like its typing is kind of weird for its ability. Since it's a psychic type, doesn't benefit from its own typing, and then also its ability does not help you. Its ability helps metal, but it's a psychic type, so you're not going to be attacking with this. So you might slot it into a metal deck, but it's not going to be attacking, and you won't play this in a deck that's running psychic energy because it doesn't really do a whole lot for the energy. I would give this card 1 out of 5, but just for its ability, it's getting a 2 out of 5, for the potential of it being played in other metal decks in the future. Next card we got is Gout Jolicloud, I think that's how you say it. It's a stage 1 evolution, 130 HP grass type, weak to fire, no resistance, and has a retreat cost of 2. And its ability, armor, damage done to this Pokemon is reduced by 30. So if your opponent's trying to one-shot, it has an effective 160 health. Pretty good. combo this with an Assault Vest, it goes up to a high effective health of 180. And then for its attack for Grass and Double Colorless, Result Claw does 80 damage, and if your opponent's active Pokemon has a GX or EX, it does 70 more damage. So you're doing 150 damage to EXs and GXs. I think this card's awesome, just for its ability alone. It makes a nice wall. And then for, even though it takes 3 energy for 80 damage, that's not horrible. But if you're going, it's gonna be a heavy EX and GX format. We can already see that being a fact. So I think this card by itself could be a good rogue deck. Overall, I give this card about 4 out of 5, closer to 3 out of 5. But I think this card will have some. We'll see some play as a rogue deck, not as its own competitive top tier deck, but it will definitely be a good rogue deck, especially with things like Greninja running around that are weak to grass. So overall, I think this card's great. Even though it wouldn't hit Greninja for the bonus damage, but still do 160 damage to a Greninja, which is enough to almost knock out the break. Combo with things like Muscle Band Expanded, or use Professor Kukui in Standard, you have a pretty good attacker against Greninja. Next up, we got Lycanroc GX. Now, this Lycanroc is different from the other Lycanroc that we just got in the collection box. The collection box form was midday form. This is the midnight form. It's a stage 1 evolution. 200 HP fighting type, weak to grass, has a retreat cost of 2. Its ability Blood Eye, when you evolve into it from your hand, you may switch your opponent's active with one of their bench Pokemon. So think Lysander with a body. And I love this ability. It's a way of keeping the Lysander effect without reprinting Lysander. Also, its first attack, Claw Swipe for a fighting and double 2 colorless, does 110 damage. 3 energy is kind of steep, but 110 damage is okay. I mean, you also make this 2 energy test with a strong energy, with a fighting energy and double colorless. You can also do a strong energy and double colorless, make it do 130 damage. And lots of ways to buff up fighting types. I think they're trying to push fighting types back up. Plus, with a lot of the colorless GXs that we've been getting with the fighting weakness, this can one-shot Tauros, this can one-shot like Gumshoes. It one-shots a lot of the colorless GXs that we have. Also, it's GX move Death Rogue. It does 50 damage times the number of your opponent's bench Pokemon. So they have 3 bench Pokemon, does 150 damage. With a lot of decks relying on their bench to set up, this attack's gonna be very nice. It's gonna help counter things like Mega Gardevoir, which like to have big benches. Volcanion likes to have big benches. Plus with its ability Bloody Eye, you can make your opponent switch into something on the bench that they don't want you to knock out. And it's always going to be a constant thing they have to worry about. They have to worry about not only Lysander and VS Seekers, but also going to have to worry about this if you're playing this as a deck itself. I think this deck has a lot of potential to be played, especially in expanded with things like Karina and Fighting Stadium still being expanded legal. In standard, though, I think you're going to be relying on things like Strong Energy, Professor Kukui, Giovanni Scheme, maybe Choice Scarf once we get it, just to help buff up its attack. But overall, I think this card's pretty good. It's not a 5 out of 5, but it's definitely a 4 out of 5. Next card we got, though, is Tyranitar GX. Basic GX, 190 HP, fire type, weak to water, no resistance, and 3 retreat. Its ability, Trap Shell, is 20 damage. It's not its ability, sorry guys. Its first attack for double colors, Trap Shell does 20 damage. And if it's damaged by attack during your opponent's next turn, place 8 damage counters on the attacking Pokemon. So think 20 damage plus a bit better bursting balloon with a body. So if your opponent hits it on their next turn, they're going to be taking 100 damage from 2 colorless energy. That is really good. It's going to force your opponent to either force you to switch with a Lysander or Escape Rope. And it's also just going to be up a constant wall. Throw a bursting balloon on here and you have 160 damage for 2 colorless if they hit it back. Overall, I really like this ability, this attack. Sorry guys, there's been so many abilities I've just getting used to the same ability. But overall, for a double colorless attack, that's really nice. You could, since it's a basic 2, you can pretty much slot this into a lot of decks as attack as a wall. And for a double colorless, now you have to attach a fire energy for that attack. It's pretty good. For its next attack, Crimson Flame for 2 fire and a colorless energy, has 160 damage and the discard 2 fire energy attached to this card. That attack's pretty bad, just because you have to discard 2 fire, specifically 2 fire energies. But again, things like Flame Energy will let you recycle. Other cards let you recycle your energy, like Baby Volcanion from Steam Siege. Energy Retrieval is good. There's a lot of ways to recycle fight energy, so I don't think that attack's too bad. 160 damage though, that's a lot of damage. Also, it's in the GX move Nitro Tank GX for single fight energy. Lets you attach 5 fire energy from your discard pile to your Pokemon any way you like. So it has built-in recycle right there. But then again, it's your only GX move for the game. But it could help you set up really quick. Would probably do well with both Flareon EX that we got in Generations. So overall, again, I give this card 4 out of 5. It's really hard for me to give a card a 5 out of 5 unless I see it being absolutely dominating the meta or just completely broken. Next card though we got is Coco GX, basic GX with lightning type, no weakness, no resistance, and 2 retreat costs. The no weakness is very important because it has no weakness, so it's not going to be hit by it, it's not going to be damaged by any, not going to receive double damage or anything. Its ability Aerial Tail though, when you play this card from your hand to your bench, you may move any number of lightning energy from your Pokemon to this Pokemon. So if you play this onto your bench, you have an instant way of powering up your Pokemon, powering up Tapu Koko. Think things like Electrode from Evolutions. If you knock it out, you can attach it into 2 energy. So if you have something isn't active and is damaged, play this, move all the energy from the damage active to here, and you have another attacker ready to go. Plus, with things like Float Stone being installed in the game, you can attach a Float Stone to the active, switch into this, and you have a fully loaded Tapu Koko ready to go. Its next attack, it's attack the Skyclaw for 2 lightning and a colorless, does 130 damage. Pretty good, especially if you combine things like Electrode, where you can attach 2 lightning energy in exchange for knocking out your Electrode. Since it's a basic though too, it also works with things like Max Elixir and Fighting Fury Belt. So if you're the Mac, there's a lot of ways to accelerate energy, get this attack ready to go. Plus, basic is really nice because you can use things again like Fighting Fury Belt. Its GX move though, Tapu Thunder GX, does 50 damage times the number of energy attached to all of your opponents' active Pokemon. Wait, sorry guys, I wrote that wrong. It does 50 damage times the number of energy attached to your opponent's active Pokemon, so all of the energy on the other side of the field. So if they have 10 energy on their side of the field, that does 500 damage. Really good GX move. I definitely think this card will have a deck made around it. So this is be the first card that I'm giving on this episode of Unpacked a 5 out of 5, just because it has so many ways of accelerating energy and pulling itself out. And also with things like you can Ultra Ball for this card into your hand, play it, move all the energy to Tapu Koko. This card's getting a 5 out of 5. But moving on though, guys, we have Tapu Lele GX. Which I'm calling it right now. This card is going to be a must-play in every deck. Not must-play, but it's definitely be considered for every deck. And you're going to want to have this card in your binder. It's a Psychic stage basic GX with 170 HP, no weakness, no resistance, and has a retreat cost of 1. Its ability Wonder Touch, once during your opponent's turn, when you play this card from your hand onto your bench, you may add a supporter card from your deck to your hand, reveal and shuffle your deck. So immediately you have some draw support here. You can grab things like Professor Sycamore and Fisherman. I don't know, what else would you want to grab probably if you're in a bind. You can grab things like Professor Kukui, Lily, Elma. So pretty much you can grab any supporter from your deck and put it into your hand. Also, it's the next attack energy drive for double colors. Does 20 damage times the number of energy attached to both active Pokemon, and it's not affected by weakness or resistance. So this thing's a great counter to high energy decks, high energy attackers. Also, since it does a double colors, it's automatically doing 40 times plus whatever your opponent has attached to their active. Very good attack. Definitely give me a good contender to beat things like Giratina and Darkrai. What else is another good deck example? Any deck that runs a lot of energy, this thing's going to be doing a lot of damage to. Plus its GX attack, Kapu Cure GX. Restore all health to 2 of your opponents, to 2 of your benched Pokemon, so you're instantly healing 2 of your benched. It's great. Plus Dimension Valley will make this attack free if you're playing expanded. Also, it's a basic, so things like Fighting Fury Belt are going to buff it up. Max Elixir can accelerate energy. Again, another Guardian that's getting 5 out of 5. Next card we got is Oh, that was the last card actually. So we had some rapid fire topics, but nothing really notable. There's gonna be some tins featuring Coco, Tapu Bulu, and also, again guys, this set's not coming out until May, so we'll have more and more coverage as cards come out. And once we get the full set list, me and LoneAzn will probably be doing a full set review on the channel. So stay tuned for that, guys. Until then, peace out and catch you next time.